Okay. Do. Perfect. We're live. Just wait for Lexi to get back. I hope everybody had a good break. Flash, happy belated birthday.
Thanks. I'm an old man.
I feel that. Mostly in my bones. Did you do anything special?
Uh, I spiked a 300 on a blood sugar test and had to make an appointment to go in and see a doctor so I can start talking about whether or not I have full blown diabetes or not.
Jesus Christ.
So that was my 45th birthday.
That's
Uh,
how you know you're a real adult.
yeah.
Doctor's appointments.
You know, I haven't been in a doctor's office in years. That's my fault, but I never established with a new one after we moved to the city we're in now, and I got sick and tired of driving 30 minutes to go back and forth to the other guy, and I just never go to the doctor. Get sick enough to go to the doctor. I've never been, you know, I feel otherwise healthy other than the fact that I just am overweight. So it's finally caught up to me.
You've reminded
Do
me.
what I gotta do.
You've reminded me that I have to get both of us to book an appointment for the new doctor that I'm getting signed up with. Because I have also not been to a doctor in I can't remember how long, and I always feel like shit. And there's got to be a reason for that.
It's funny that I've been almost full blown keto for the last 2 weeks now. Like, just next to nothing carb wise. And
How do you feel?
surprisingly energetic at times. It's weird. Like like silly energetic. Like I'm in the kitchen cooking, making food or whatever, stuff that I can't eat, and I'm, busy singing and listening to music and dancing and just having a good time. So, I've been surprisingly I feel less depressed. If that's even possible. It's kind of
That's
weird.
awesome.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I just kind of generally felt like crap. Just,
Mm.
like just tired all the time, unmotivated. Not really just feeling not bad, just unmotivated and all that. And, for the last 2 weeks, it's been marked improvement in that. So,
That's really good.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
glad to hear
awesome.
that.
putting in at least 30 minutes of walking every day. I'll eventually work myself up to probably getting in the gym. Fortunately, I can do that for free where I work. So, I don't have to pay extra to go use workout equipment or free weights or anything like that.
Well, that's definitely a plus.
So get a handle on it.
Mm.
And my daily average on my blood sugar keeps coming down every damn day. So a little bit of
That's
it's
really
fine.
good.
So, it
Good
sucks when
job.
I'm stuff that I want to eat though.
Yeah,
Looking at donuts at the store this afternoon.
I get that. I work in an office as a dispatcher for a bunch of school bus drivers, and the drivers have a lovely habit of bringing in boxes of donuts and other baked goods or homemade baked goods for the to show their appreciation for us dispatchers. And all of us in like the 2 years that I've been working there, have like tried to get healthy. The only one who's been successful is like my one coworker who had like bariatric surgery when I first started. And like she's the only one who's actually lost weight out of all of us because people just keep bringing in baked goods.
I did a year and a half in college of driving the school bus in where I was in the town I was going to school in.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
I love
enjoyed
it. I'm going back to it. I don't like working in the office. It's too stressful and I'm too much of a little goblin to be able to stay in an office all day. I need to be able to drive on the road and see new things and park my bus and explore the woods in between bus runs.
Well, we might have to chat after session tonight because I can tell you a couple stories about my experiences for just a year and a half that just were
Oh,
just
yeah.
insane.
I'm sure we could definitely share a lot of stories.
Lexi, did you get a chance to watch the last session episode? You're muted.
No, I've been preparing. I have a conference to present at in Georgia, so
Oh yeah,
I've
no
been doing
worries.
a lot of work.
No worries. Yeah, no, we're talking about. I watched it with Ellie today, and JC watched it. Did you watch it today or did you watch it like earlier in the week? Justice. Now you're muted.
Sorry, it wasn't letting me unmute it. I watched it last night, I think it was.
And Flash, I know you probably haven't watched it. That's okay. I mean, not a lot happened without a lot happening last session. Kind of did the little intro of like talking to Mr. Clean and kind of getting the quest, and being introduced to Captain Barnabas Jones, kind of wild card, wild magic, air genasi. That is nonsensical with pockets full of candy. Um, you had embarked on your journey on the ship towards Ethereos to do research on this magical continent that is basically just like blocked off with a giant magical barrier. Getting close to the continent, you did encounter some strange inky black shadow monsters that destroyed the boat and basically have you all stuck on what you think are the shores of Ethereos. You did see the magical barrier. It was Erryn who did plenty of research on it, trying to cast spells on it and investigate to see if there was any way to penetrate it whatsoever, and kind of determined that it was both like while it like was see-through and it seems like there has to be a way to be able to get through it. It feels like solid, almost like glass to the touch. After kind of resting up a bit, you decided to explore the island. And heading west, you did see like a giant kind of like cave entrance structure covered in these kind of like glowing blue crystals. And I know you for the rocks that were also kind of like glowing blue. You were investigating those to see if you could use those as like a magic component for repairing the ship, but it kind of seems like they just like absorb light and give off that blue glow. Hold on one second. I got a kitty in my hands. Yes, I know. I gave you. It's fine. It's just Toki. It's fine. I love you. Go lay down. Oh, calm down. Sorry. You all arrive at the cave entrance, and it is massive. We'll go back to the Ethereos map here. And you can see kind of like comparable to the surroundings that it is huge. There was kind of like a sloped hill that you had to kind of walk over, and you hadn't really seen just how big this was. You had only seen the tip. But approaching, getting within that kind of like 100-foot mark, you see that like this is like, it's almost like a like skyscraper structure, but the whole thing isn't an entrance. It looks like the lower part of it is like this big open cave, and the top part is kind of like grown over with these blue glowing crystals. before we continue, sorry, I didn't do bookkeeping for this week. Everybody gets 10 points on your points card, and I already gave you the 15 I promised from last week. I also gave each of you a cantrip coin and a rejuvenation potion, so everybody has at least one potion to heal with, and that also allows you to regain a spell slot, if you so choose. Does anybody want to spend points to roll for charms? No? Everybody's banking?
Yeah, I'm banking mine.
Okay. Then... you guys are outside the cave. You still haven't really come across anything. You see, maybe like the occasional like small like kind of like coconut crab that kind of crawls by. But otherwise, you don't really see much life out here. But approaching the cavern, you, Nerissa, having been like casting out these like kind of like calls to like any kind of like sea life outside, once again you aren't getting an answer back, but you're getting a vibe, and as you get closer to this cave you are getting like this vibe of life from inside.
Hey guys, I think there's something in this cave, you guys. We should probably check it out, but like maybe cautiously.
Yeah, I think checking it out's a good idea. We sneak our way in.
Can I tell if it's like a friendly something in there, or like what kind of vibes am I getting from it other than alive?
That's pretty much it. You're not getting any like
Okay.
like any negative or positive. It's just like kind of like that like that, almost like a radar answer to your call. Like it's not.
Okay.
It's just like something is answering back to you, but not in a way that it can communicate.
Okay.
Okay. Is anybody doing anything else before entering the cave?
No. I thought I had detect magic, but I don't.
Okay.
How accessible is the cave to my wheel tank?
Oh, it's huge. Like the entrance is
Okay.
massive.
It's like wheelchair accessible or wheel tank accessible.
Sort of. I like
Okay.
it seems large enough that you'll be able to move around really unhindered.
It might be a bit rickety, but otherwise I can get through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might be a bit bumpy in spots. We'll see.
All right.
I fixed all of your I fixed all of your characters to have dark vision, but the one thing I forgot to do was put light in here. This is you don't need your dark vision here. These crystals are giving off light, or should be. But I fucked up. Hold on one second. I did a lot today, guys. There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. Everybody should be seeing in color now.
Like it.
You walk in, and the first thing that you notice immediately is that this cave smells damp, like it smells wet. The ground is like this fine sand, like it's almost like pressed sand, but like it's pressed with like glitter, like sparkles and glows. And you notice that there are these large, like massive crystal formations forming or coming out of the walls, growing out of the walls, that are giving off a faint blue glow, illuminating everything around you. You hear sounds like echoes of noise from within. Like, it doesn't sound quiet. There seems to be something inside here, but evidence of what that is unclear.
Well, which way should we go?
Well, it looks like up ahead is might be a dead end, so I think heading to the right might be a good idea.
Yeah, I'm really curious about what's going on in here.
Alrighty then.
You start moving to the east. As you are moving this way, getting closer and closer, you're hearing more and more noise. And it's a combination of, like, a language that you can't understand. Just, like, it's a combination of, like, somebody saying something in a deeper voice, but also combined with some kind of, like, sound, like a...
Hey, there's an entrance on here on the left. I'm gonna take a peek.
Careful.
Brunk, you step to the side and you see, like, on the right-hand side, you can't really see much, but on the left-hand side, you see what appears to be, like, almost like, an amber of some kind, and on top of it, you can see a tiny, what appears to be, like, lizard egg.
Whoa.
Stepping over, you see, what appears to be, like, a frog person, or a couple frog people, and a giant crab.
We come in peace.
You watch as the one, like, the blue one's, like, chin starts to inflate and get huge as it's making this sound, which echoes through the cavern like a almost like a warning. You go, wah, wah, and it raises its weapon at you.
Am I able to let it know that we mean it no harm?
Like you're saying that with your emissary ability?
Yeah.
Let me see how this works. Emissary of the Sea. Communicate simple ideas to any beast, elemental, or monstrosity that has a swimming speed.
Does it have a swimming speed?
It
Do
does.
crabs have swimming speed? Okay. Is it one of those things?
Yeah.
Is it a beast?
I'm gonna give it to you here. As, like, you hear, like, the clack of claws and, like, kind of like a chittering, and then the sound stops from the throats of these things as you watch as two more get closer. You'll see these guys start to come into view as well.
Do those guys have swimming speeds?
They do, but they're not beasts.
Okay.
But the crab is the one that understands you, and it kind of, like, moves ahead of the group to meet Brunk's, like kind of like 5 feet from you, Brunk. It just kind of, like, clacks its claws back and forth.
Oh, are we doing displays of manliness here? Well, here, let me flex for you. Yeah, look at those guns. You want to wrestle?
It's like clacking its claws again. It doesn't seem to understand you.
Brunk, I did just tell him we mean him no harm. Maybe we shouldn't wrestle the giant crab that would probably chomp you in half.
Oh. Well, it's an adventure. Let's see what happens.
It moves a little bit like this way, and like reaches out, snaps a claw like onto your like shirt, and starts to like try to drag you back towards the entrance.
Where are you taking me there, little fella?
It's like still like clacking one claw while like trying to drag you back away.
I don't think I want to go that way. We came all this way to see what was going on in here. So I'm going to actively resist him.
Yep, we're gonna go for an athletics.
Fantastic.
You gotta beat a 4.
Whoa.
It's trying real hard. But nothing.
I think I would have been fine wrestling. We're gonna go this way, buddy. See what's going on up in here.
You try to like push forward.
Sure.
You take a step forward, and like this big one here with like what appears to be like a butcher knife dagger crosses the dagger towards its chest and like pushes a hand out at you, and it casts plant growth. And so the space, what is it? All normal plants on a 100-foot radius centered on that point become thick and overgrown. At the base of the walls here, you can see kind of like a blue moss at the bottom, and that's what kind of like grows outward. It only folds out right to the other wall, but it becomes this like thick, like hard moss. Like it makes it like a difficult terrain to move through.
So difficult.
What?
It's like shag carpeting. It's so difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Can't vacuum.
And the other one like backs up a step and knocks an arrow, pointing it towards you.
It's like that.
I think there's something back there they're trying to protect.
I'm not here to kill anybody, but I respond appropriately if necessary.
Nerissa, you step forward. You can see that, like, from your field of vision and with your dark vision, you can kind of make out what appear to be... You see the one egg, and then you see that there's about 4 more behind it, and there might even be more behind that. It looks like this is some kind of breeding nest.
Is this crab their mom?
The crab just kind of like snaps its claws and just backs up a little bit towards the entrance.
Can I like try to wheel towards the crab and be like, I mean you no harm. Are you the mom of these eggs? We don't want to hurt your babies.
It just
can I try to like pet the crab?
It lets you pet it. It like understands that you're not trying to hurt it, but it also like frantically clacks its claws, and then once again like grabs you by like whatever like it can on the tank, and is trying to drag you back towards the entrance.
You guys? How do we feel on the front of, like, maybe not hurting her babies?
We probably don't need to go in there at all.
Keep going down the hallway. Okay.
Yeah. Can I, like, kind of, like, try to wheel myself free and then, like, say,
Yeah.
okay, we'll leave you alone, but is it safe for us to go this way?
It, like, crosses its claws like an X and moves back into the cave.
Okay, then. Let's move.
Okay, you guys. I think she's okay with us going this way, but she just wants to keep her baby safe. Probably better not to make an enemy at this stage in the game.
We'll look around, see if anything looks unusual through here.
You keep looking. It's more of the same now. It's like kind of like this cave network. On a 19, you're not seeing much. Like, you're seeing more of like kind of that moss at the root there. You with your vision right now, you can see those grung to the east. Although they haven't noticed you yet. There is a large crystal structure that seems to be radiating like an energy that you recognize. You don't see much else kind of like out of the ordinary or out of sorts.
Is this similar to the crystals that are on the beach that we saw when we washed up on shore?
The way that they're glowing are, they seem to have that same kind of glow to them. I'll give it to you for free that looking at them, it seems to be that same kind of luminescent magic. So, like, there's not, like, an essence that you can draw from these crystals, you don't think? Although the crystals themselves might be useful as a material.
Are they easy enough to, like... Am I able to, like, slyly, like, steal a few and, like, stick them in my tank?
Yeah. Yeah, like, there's ones that are kind of, like, thin enough that you can snap off. You can add crystals to your character sheet. Do you want to know how to do that?
Is it in the inventory?
You go to inventory, and then at the bottom,
Okay.
you just click add under where it says loot. And then you'll see one that pops up that says new loot, and then you can just click the little pencil in the box. And just change new loot to crystals, and then if you want to add like a description of like crystals from the cave wall or something like that, you can do that.
Okay.
They are cool to the touch, surprisingly, for being something that's emitting a light. They've kind of like the whole cave system is like cool in here. Which is kind of a nice, refreshing difference from outside where it's like a blazing hot sun, with not really much tree cover or anything to provide shade. Once again, to the east, you're all seeing like these frog folk, and you see like a crab as well that are just kind of living, hanging out around this crystal structure. Gesundheit.
Did we keep moving forward then? Maybe come back here later.
Meaty, mighty bow. Which way do we want to go?
Am I able to sense any more, like, living stuff
Oh, everywhere.
around us?
Everywhere.
Everywhere?
This cave is full of living creatures. Seems like if you're getting, like, just off of that vibe, there's several crabs that, like, you get kind of that, like, vibration back from in this cave. You couldn't tell how many, but, like, it's definitely more than just the one that you saw.
Okay. And again, is it still just, like, neutral vibes? I'm not able to tell, like...
Correct.
Okay. You guys, I don't think that crab was the only one we're gonna find in here. I don't know if this is like maybe some sort of den, but we should be careful. We're in their environment right now.
Sounds good. I'm gonna take a peek down this way.
I'm gonna slowly roll behind you.
Hello there.
What else are we able to see, like, just like in the environment? Like, are we able to pick up on anything?
Every now and
Like-
then you'll catch like the like those little coconut crabs that you saw outside. You see ones in here, but they have like kind of like little crystal barnacles on them that have been like occasionally crawling by. You imagine maybe that if there are crab babies here, they are growing up, you know, slowly in this environment. You're also like seeing more of these crystals all over the walls. Every now and then, like right now, you're passing a chamber that has more of these crabs and these little frog dudes. They are curious of you, but this deep into the cave, you're not attacking them or anything like that. They don't seem to pay you any mind. The crabs kind of reacting to you, pushing out your like kind of like we come in peace, we come in peace. They'll kind of do the same thing where they look and like clack 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 and kind of come over curiously as you pass by, but they won't disturb you. They'll just kind of clack their claws at you, acknowledge that they understand you. Once again, like this one as you walk by crosses its claws like an X. But doesn't really signify much else. Like a kind of like that and like kind of like that, pointing like back towards the way you came. But doesn't like hinder your movement.
Can I ask what I see in front of me?
Yes. In front of you, the ground slopes. And as it does, it looks like this portion of the chamber has filled with water.
Okay. Can I see if the water is magical at all, or if it's just regular water?
It has the same kind of glow, but that might just be because of the glow coming from the ground in the crystals. You said you don't have detect magic, right?
I don't have detect magic. I can only do arcana checks.
Give me an arcana check.
15.
On a 15, you dip your fingers into the water. Oh, I'm getting some feedback from you, Justice. I'll just get you to mute your mic. On a 15, you dip your fingers into the water, and you feel kind of a slight resonance. Again, it's not intense, but the same kind of resonance that you're getting from the crystals, you're also getting from the water itself.
Wait, how deep is the water?
On the slope, you're looking at like it's if you step out into the water the first couple 5-10 feet, it'll come up to like your waist and maybe a little bit higher. After that, it looks like it drops and it's just like probably like 30 feet down at least until you hit ground. So it looks like for this section you'd have to swim through.
Should we try to swim forwards, or should we check out the other wing?
I could swim ahead and see if there's a dead end or if there's anything worth investigating. Do I get any vibes from like fish or anything in the water?
Oh, there's definitely in the water. There's definitely fish. Again, in the way that you can kind of like when you push out, you acknowledge that something has heard you. So at this time,
Okay.
It doesn't feel like just the crabs. You don't get that. You get like something like a smaller vibe. Maybe like a school of fish that's swimming around here. You knowing like waterways and cave systems, the likelihood is that there is probably like something that has like spilled water into the cave, or like somewhere underground where it's releasing water into this section of the cave.
Okay.
Earlier today, when I was like, tee this is so cool, this is what I was setting up.
Excellent. Would you guys like to check out the water? I definitely feel like there's some other creatures in there. Like, we're definitely not alone in here. But I don't know. I can't tell what's in there, guys. I just know there's something.
People and the little crappy dudes. We know we're not alone. Or you think
I
there's
meant
something
in the
bigger?
water.
Oh, I bet the fish guys come or the frog guys come and swim in this. Maybe this is where they have their little tadpoles.
Are we just in like an oceanic creature nursery right now? Is that what's going on? The tadpoles and the eggs?
Good
We
thing I
can
didn't bring the
also
child with me.
try heading to the other side first. We know that there was sort of a way to go east, and we just picked west. And we could see if there's also water on that side to see if it's mirrored or.
We could definitely explore more before getting into the water.
I'm down for exploring more before we head into the water too.
Okay. You start moving east. Once again, as you pass by the creatures that are in that corridor, pay you no mind.
Hey guys, I found some more water.
Hmm. Quite a lot of it looks like.
Yeah, you look ahead, you can see some of like the fish like swimming. And it does look like another like flooded section here.
Am I able to tell like how big the body of water is? Like how much of it is like flooded based on like how many fish I can sense in it or something or anything like that?
I'll give you an investigation.
Okay. Just a D20?
No, if you go to your character
No.
sheet in
Oh,
skills, you should see you'll be able to like click on investigation, and it will give you the option of like advantage, normal, or disadvantage.
sorry, where?
On your character sheet, in the attributes
Uh-huh.
tab, to the left, you'll see like your skills, like Arcana and stuff like that, and you should see.
Investigation. I see it.
Yeah.
And then you said just normal?
22. Once again, kind of like getting that resonation back from the fish, and like looking at the way they're moving, it looks like it looks like they can do like a large loop around, and it looks like there is a large space that is flooded around here.
Guys, it looks like there's a lot of flooding in this cave. I wonder if that's impacting the crabs.
Seems like they wouldn't want us in here, though. Maybe we should go talk to the guys over by the big crystal thing. You could understand what they're saying, right?
I can't understand them, unfortunately. It's kind of like a one-sided charades game. I can talk to them, but they have no way. I don't understand what they say back.
I love charades. So much fun.
Me too. We can go try and talk to them.
Well, unless you want to go for a swim.
I never mind going for a swim. I'm used to getting wet.
As she like moves and her tank sloshes back and forth.
You're like all the time, though. There's always water.
Let's not get into semantics, okay?
So Brunk is left and is approaching like the crystal. Are you also?
Well, I thought we were going down here to see the people.
Nobody else moved. Brunk just walked off.
I'm gonna be wandering around in here. As I'm walking away and my voice echoes back towards them.
Yeah, nothing in here has been hostile to you yet. Mainly because somebody is like walking around going, "We come in peace, we come in peace, we mean no harm."
Big friendly people. In our time walking through these areas, are we still harvesting our little blue crystals things?
If you want.
Like, how much should we be putting on our character sheets for harvesting? Assuming I'm following suit, since I'm bigger.
Yeah, like I've just been like picking them off as I go, all roguelike, and just like hiding them amongst the like aquarium pebbles.
Oh, so I haven't seen you do it?
Yeah, no, I've been sneaky about it.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But like you said, like they were glowing, so maybe you can see the faint glow coming from the bottom of my aquarium now.
Yeah.
Let's see if these guys are friendly.
Well, Nerissa, let's give you a faint glow.
Hello there, Mr. Crab. And I like cross my arms to him. Hello.
It kind of like click-clacks at you. Like points back to like where the entrance is. And then like start doing that and it kind of like tilts its head.
Like I'll get down in an athletic stance, kind of squat, and start.
You start squatting and like the one frog looks over to the other two and it's like and they come over and start watching you like eyes glued to you as you're doing this like crab dance at them.
Look at me.
Oh my god.
I am super entertaining.
This giant crab comes up to you, like you do this crab dance, and it starts doing a crab dance back at you like fucking dance battle style. Like spinning on its shell, like they're pulling out all the stops. It's not gonna get anything close to a 24, but let's see what its performance is. I mean, it's a decent. This crab is in awe. As are these three. And as it finishes its dance, they like clap and point at you, and then look at the other crab and start laughing at it. Just like the laugh, just like. Wah, 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 wah.
And I'll pat the crab. Like, is he on the ground or is he upside down? Is he tipped over or is he on his feet?
He's like, yeah, he's on his back right now, kind of like looking at his friends as they're laughing at him, like.
I'll reach out, and grab him, and flip him over real quick, back on his feet.
It like click clacks again, looks at you, and like kind of like does like kind of like a nod of acknowledgement. You're trying to pound it, yeah, little like claw pound your hand.
There, put her there, buddy.
The other three like start laughing again and kind of like move to you in a friendly way. Close to this giant crystal now, you can feel, like you especially, Brunk, can feel that it is actually giving off like a healing energy. And it appears to be like a crystal that they use to restore themselves.
Can you guys feel that? Feels really good standing this close to that crystal. Good vibes. You know what I'm saying?
It is a nice crystal. I will a little bit closer to it.
I'm not usually into like crystals and stuff like that, but this one's kind of cool. And I'll keep dancing with the crab.
Yeah, it dances with you. Like now, like it's like it
We're all just vibing.
It matches your moves, so like you guys are like choreographed dance style. Like who would know that everybody knew the choreography to this dance? The grung, like the frogs are just clapping along.
I'll squat down with both hands between my legs, you know, like trying to do a frog pose, and kind of look at him. Just kind of like down on their level. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to get low down there on their level.
Yeah, you get down low to their level, and like one gets close and like kind of like almost like noses touching, is kind of like looking at you strangely.
Does he flinch away if I reach out?
No.
Like to pat him on the head?
No. You go and reach out and pat him on the head?
I'm making friends. Trying to make friends with him, yeah.
Yeah, as your hand rests on his head the first time, I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no. It's not good. Or maybe it will be.
12 just makes it as you resist the poison from what appears to be its like poisonous skin.
Ouch. Ugh.
Yeah, you pull your hand away and it's all red.
Oh shit. Does it feel healed though, like within a short period of time because we're close to that crystal?
Yeah, the moment you get close to the crystal, like that like red light kind of subsides and goes back to your regular color.
Guess I'm not supposed to be touchy with you guys. Sorry.
Kind of tilts its head again.
Alright, glad the crab guy's not poisonous.
Yeah, no, the crab guy's nice. I give him another pet on the head.
It like beams at you. Like.
What's everybody else finding while I'm performing and distracting?
Can I try like talking to them in, I can speak giant, primordial, and Sylvan. I don't know if they speak Aquan, which is like just like a form of primordial, I guess. But I would try to say something to them in all of the different languages.
You speak to them in each of the languages. None of them seem to, like, they don't seem to understand any of them. They just kind of, like, tilt their head at you. But the primordial is the one that they kind of get the most curious about. Not in a way that, like, they understand what you're saying, but that it sounds familiar.
Okay. Okay.
Is the big healing crystal, like, are there any parts of that are able to be, like, broken off and... or is it too big?
If you go, like it seems like it's too big, but if you approach the crystal in a way that it seems like you want to damage it, you watch as they kind of look at you nervously.
Know that
I slyly roll away innocently.
That doesn't seem like a very good idea.
No, like I said, I mean no harm. I was just looking at it.
Yeah, as if you back away from it, they just they'll relax again and go back to like dancing around with the crab and Brunk.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna wheel over to the waterfront and see what I can see from the water.
You see,
Can I like dip my fin in it?
yeah, absolutely. It is still salt water. It's coming from outside. Um, for the whole length that you can see, like it's a long just drowned corridor. But it looks like at the end of it, it might turn off. Like you might be able to turn left from there, which would make sense with what you saw before. It looks like this whole area is flooded, but is connected.
Does anyone see that I'm over here?
I mean, I'm sure they can see you. Whether they're paying attention is a whole different story.
Can I like slyly just like slip into the water and like see what's up ahead a little bit?
You just like dive out of the tank and into the water.
Yeah.
It's cool and refreshing as you jump in. It is salt water, so again, it's nice and comfy for you. As you float by in the water, you see a school of fish that swim by. And you see to the east of you, there are three like creatures. It looks like two more of those like larger frog people. And another giant crab that appear to be guarding two like big wooden like trunks, like chests.
Okay, do they see me? I'm trying to be like sneaky, so
They see you. Roll a stealth check if you're trying to be sneaky and not be seen.
okay. And then that would be under the skills as well, or
Yep.
It's gonna be under attributes.
there it is.
Skills
I
and
see it.
22. Yeah, they don't notice you at all.
Okay. Like even if I just like swim past.
Yeah, you swim past, and it's like they don't
Oh.
appear to see you. They don't pay attention to you. Don't pay you any mind.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep like quietly swimming ahead just to like see what I can see. I don't want to stray too far from the group. I just want to see like what's around the bend up ahead.
Yeah.
Can I investigate the healing crystal?
Absolutely. Yeah. Go ahead and roll. Well, from what you see, like it is a giant crystal. It's almost like just barely touches the ceiling. The point of it. It is large on all sides and kind of like juts out. And you can see at the center of it is this kind of like pinkish, purplish blue mass, like orb of some kind, that appears to be emanating an energy that's like pumping through the crystal.
And it's encased in the crystal.
Correct.
Okay. I think I I guess they can't. I've tried to talk to them and they can't understand me. So I think that's all I will do.
Okay.
There's something in the crystal, guys. I don't know if you guys can see it. It looks like there's like an orb or something that's encased in the crystals, and but I'm not sure. But I wonder if that's the reason why this crystal heals or something.
Not to play the devil's advocate, but you would recognize, Erryn, that if that's pumping out that kind of magical energy, that would be something magical that could power a ship.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking that too. Um, I I think we could use this to power the ship. However, I think if we try to remove it from this crystal, um, they're going to be upset and potentially try to fight us. I tried to speak to them. I think they sort of understand one of the languages I speak, but they can't communicate back to me. So there's no way for us to really ask them about it.
Hmm.
I don't know if we should. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Kind of feels Ellie like they could use, like they probably have used it for many, many times, many lifetimes.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, maybe what we can do is continue to explore this area, see if there's something else on this island. But worst comes to worst, if there's not, maybe.
We can figure something out here. I have a question. My emissary of the sea, is that something I have to consciously do, or can they just understand what I say?
I think passively, like, they can understand what you say. Or, like, they understand, like, when you're... Because what it says is... You can communicate simple ideas to any beast, elemental, or monstrosity that has a swimming speed. It can understand your words, but doesn't have a special ability to understand it in return.
So basically, what I'm wondering is, like, can I talk to the rest of the crew without them knowing what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
Or will they?
you're not projecting like simple ideas at them. Like they don't understand your language.
Okay. Okay. So, guys, while you guys were having that fun dance party, I swam up ahead. There are some more crabs and they're guarding some treasure chests, it looked like. Um, they didn't see me, but they're in the cave system with the water. Do you think maybe something helpful would be in there?
But, yeah, but I guess are you suggesting you're going to go check out what's in those crates? Are we going to have to hurt somebody?
I don't want to hurt them, but like you are doing a great job distracting them. Maybe we can lure them to a different part of the cave with some more fun dancing. What do you say?
Think they're going to follow me if I start dancing and lead them down the hallway?
Only one way to find out, Brunk.
Okay, then. So
I
I'll
believe
start.
in you and your dance moves.
Oh, he blushes a little bit. He's like, okay, I'll try and see if I can persuade them to follow me. Apparently, cannot very well. So I start to back away and I'm like, turn around and I start like dancing, doing a little crab walk dance down the hallway and I'm just turning in circles as I walk, or turning sideways, walking sideways.
As you're like crab walking, the other one like still like dances in place and kind of like does a wave with its claw.
Like he's telling me bye.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to follow me.
Hmm.
That makes me sad.
This wildling moves past you, Jesus, kind of like bumps you in the shoulder as it moves and starts to like swim off.
Well, that plan didn't work. What should we do next?
I think we're just gonna have to go into the water. That's really the only way forward. It doesn't seem like there's anywhere else to explore without seeing
What about the dead
going
end thing
further.
back by the entrance? We didn't check that out.
Yeah, I think it was just a dead end though. I just saw the back of the rock there. We could check it out, but I just don't think there was anything there. But we could go. I mean, there might be something off to the sides, like rooms or something that I didn't see, so we could definitely go back and check that out.
I'll wave to my my little froggy friends.
They both wave and do like kind of like a frog leap over each other, and the crab kind of like does like a little, and does another wave with its claw.
I wave at them and say, "Well, we might be back. It's been great meeting you guys."
They like both do the frogs do like kind of like one like leaps off of the other one and does like a spinning backflip onto the crab's back, and then the other one like jumps and like lands on top of it, and they all do like a wave together.
That's so freaking cute.
You move by this cave and the other crab along like they're still like huddled near the entrance, but the crab kind of waves as well.
Oh. Hey guys, there's more water over here. In a little holy hole looking thing.
Yeah, it looks like almost like it's this tunnel that leads down into like complete darkness. You can't see a bottom. And
Dang.
there are no glowing crystals down there to illuminate the path.
Do the crystals float or sink? Like they would sink, right?
Yeah.
Would I be able to like break a crystal off the wall and drop it in, and like can we like see how far down it goes?
You break the crystal off, you see it goes down until it leaves your vision, and then it starts to get dark again. You don't see it hit a bottom.
I wonder what's down there, guys.
Squids.
Can I like dip my fin in and see if I sense anything?
Give me a perception check. You reach down and try to kind of like once again toss like a simple like communication down below, and whereas before you got neutral vibes, you get a very very bad vibe from this little like tunnel thing, or like this little like sinkhole.
You guys, I don't know what's down there, but whatever it is not good. And I like back the F up.
It looks like we're gonna have to swim. Every single place we've looked, there's definitely water.
Mm-hmm. Does my fish tank float? Like, can I bring it with me? Like, can it float with me, or do I have to abandon it on the shore here?
You could have it. We could say that it has like a little flotation device, so that you could have it like float on the water while like people are swimming. They could hold on to it. But if you're wanting to like explore what's under the water, you'd have to get out, and at that point, you'd be taking your armor off.
Okay. So it's like a little boat right now, then.
Yeah, like a little raft with a tank
Okay.
on top.
Okay. Do these guys see us?
They are below the water. They're probably like closer. Like this, once again, you get that first couple steps down this slope, and it's kind of like you walk. It's chest height, and then it just like dips down into like a 30-foot drop. And at the bottom of that, you see that there's these couple of crabs and like these frogs that do look up. But once again, you're pushing out that "we come in peace" message, and they don't approach you. They just kind of like let you go by, do your thing. But they also appear to be protecting something.
Okay. If we are we able to like float over top of them and get a better look?
Uh, you can. However, the closer you get to where they are, the more apprehensive they look.
Okay. Are we able to see what they're protecting?
You can look down and you see it. They kind of look like egg shaped. Looks like there's some kind of eggs.
Legs. Okay.
For those of you who aren't like accustomed to water, this water is very cold. Um, however, like looking down is so beautiful, with kind of like this sparkly ground that kind of like shimmers and gives almost like this like rainbow shimmer effect across the water, as you swim on. You see more of these crystal structures growing off of the walls, although they seem to be surprisingly absent from the water. Growing up like on the ridges, but never growing under the water. The closest you get is like that crystal glimmer from what appears to be almost like this crystal sand on the ground. Once again, you see like this small school of fish that are just swimming around, milling about, doing their own thing. They like swim into small little like hole cave channels that probably connect to other parts of the cave.
So beautiful in here.
All of you having a nice, good swim. I'm glad you came in and didn't start murder hoboing things. You pass by another school of fish. These ones like a vibrant blue fish that
Mm.
almost like as they swim by kind of get lost along the walls. You kind of like lose vision of them every now and then. You come around the corner and you come to what appears to be there's a slope that goes back up, and in this room appears to be like another one of those treasure chests and like this mountain of gold.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, sparkly gems. Look at them. They're so pretty.
Mm. So pretty and shiny. They would make great at aquarium sand.
Well, we should probably leave them and keep looking and exploring.
Erryn, like, wades back into the water.
I just like quietly hang back a bit and try to like. Can I see if I can like reach my tail over and like open the lid of the chest a little bit just to like peek in to see what's in there?
You're not close enough to touch it.
Dang.
You're at the bottom of this kind of, like, gold mountain.
Oh, it's like a big.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like this gold mountain, at the top there's a chest.
I'm still trying to like see what's going on though.
Right, is she trying to go? Are you trying to go check out the chest?
I'm just curious about what might be in there.
Brunk walks over to you. Says, "This might be useful today. I had this for a while, but it's not really my thing." So, and he pulls out this dagger that he's carrying, and he just hands it to her. So,
I take it and I look at it inquisitively. Thank you.
What are you gonna give her?
pick and pocket.
Pick and pocket?
Apparently, you use it
What's
to
that?
like pretty good thief weapon. I wanted it in a game. I won't say what I had to do to win it, but I figured it'd be better off in somebody else's hands than the guy who's going to use it.
I smile slyly. I'm sure I can definitely put it to good use.
It'd be helpful.
So is this something that has like special abilities?
It does, and it requires attunement. I will say, in this case, for this kind of weapon, you'll be able to attune to it right away, like just with a command word.
Okay.
You read the word on the side and kind of flick the knife, and like and it attunes to you. Pick and pocket. So if you go into your character sheet, you can actually like click the drop down and see what it does.
Ooh, it's pretty.
I said it's not really.
Now you said I'm not close enough at all to like reach the trunk right now though.
Right.
Okay. Is it locked?
You don't see a lock on it as far as you can tell. Looks almost like a barrel chest.
Hey, fishies. Fishies. As I'm like swimming around in a circle right there.
Mm-hmm. Am I able to see, like, am I able to get any more information from, like, looking around in this little treasure cave?
It's just, you see a gold pile, there's a bunch of gems that seem to be, like, peppered throughout the gold pile, and it's just this chest.
Looks like 1 billion gold pieces right there.
Honestly, I'm surprised there isn't something guarding this.
I'm gonna go up and shake the barrel thing.
Be careful, Brunk.
Wonderful. Brunk, I'm going to need you... Let's see. Oh, no, it adheres to anything that touches it. So, you reach out, and the top opens up, and this winding purple tongue lashes around your arm and grapples you. Do, 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 do,
I think it wants to be friends with me.
As you come across a giant mimic.
Beautiful.
I will get everybody to roll initiative, please.
Oh, wait, no.
If you go to the cross swords tab, you can just like click the little dice that's in the tracker.
Cross swords tab?
Top right of
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. At the top of the order, we'll begin combat here. Jesus, you are at the bottom of this cave. These two have been kind of sitting here contemplating. You watched as Brunk like handed a knife off to Nerissa and then walked up to touch the chest. And as he did, this like thing burst to life and like has this like giant like purple tongue like tentacled around his arm and is like trying to pull him into it.
Okay, Brunk, I'm gonna come save you, and I'm gonna hit the mimic with a firebolt.
Okay. .22 definitely hits.
Awesome.
For 4 damage. It like hisses as like it sizzles a little bit when the firebolt hits it.
I'm just gonna move off to the side so it's not letting me move.
The game is paused.
Oh, yeah. Oops. Thank you.
Oh, I thought I was doing something wrong. I'm just gonna move off to the side here so in my future turns I won't hit wrong. And,
Nerissa.
Alright. I'm assuming I'm probably not able to get up the gold pile, right? With like my tank on wheels.
I don't see why not.
Is it like okay? I just figured physics-wise it wouldn't make.
It's
it
not.
wouldn't be
It's
very
not a very steep mountain. It's just like a
Okay.
small little pile of gold.
Okay, am I able to get close enough? Wait, is Brunk still like in the grasp of it?
Yeah. It's
Am I
trying
able
to
get
eat him.
Close enough? Am I able to get close enough to like try and like chop its tongue with my rapier?
Sure, you give it a shot. And
Okay.
you get sneak attack because he is technically right beside it. So you will see that in your features tab, you've got sneak attack. Actually, I'm going to make it a favorite so it's on your attributes tab. When you click it, it should roll the sneak attack damage. So like you roll the attack and then you click sneak attack.
So
In your inventory tab,
and then under the rapier?
yeah, roll the rapier attack. And if it hits, then we'll get you to roll sneak attack.
And that's standard roll?
Yep.
Or attack? Standard? Okay.
20 is definitely a hit. So,
Okay, and then
so roll damage, and then if you click sneak attack, you should be able to roll like the sneak attack damage. Let me double check that. No, never mind. It just shows it. So instead, you are going to add, when you click damage, it should ask for like a additional damage.
okay, sorry. Where am I clicking? I'm sorry.
You rolled the attack. You rolled a 20. Above that, there should be a button that says damage that you can click on to roll the damage for it. For the rapier.
That one. There we go. Did that do it right?
Yeah, you did that right.
Okay.
And then roll 1d6 because that's what your sneak attack damage is. You do 13 points of damage as you like slice through this thing's tongue. I'm gonna say that you cut the pseudopod and release him from the grapple with 13 damage. It's real good.
Excellent. And then, am I able to do anything else, or is that the end of my turn?
That was your action. You can let's see what else you got. I don't think you have any bonus actions. You don't need a potion, which would be like your only thing you could do a bonus action with. I think that's all you can do right now, unless you want to move.
Yeah, I'm gonna just back up again, so I'm not like right there next to it.
Yeah. Backing up from it, it will get an attack of opportunity.
Oh shit, okay.
But that's up to you.
As long as she's right there, so right where she is, she's still touching if she moves.
Yeah. If she moves away more than that, she would get an attack of opportunity.
Okay, I'll just stay right there.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, pass the turn.
Okay. Oh god.
I have a good tip for you, honey.
Yes.
If you right-click on a tab, so like the combat tab, if you right-click on it, it will pop it out so that you can like have one that you can move around on your screen.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Erryn, you are around the corner. You hear a commotion break out as this thing tries to eat Brunk, but you're like kind of like in the water around the corner right now.
I'm totally laughing loudly right now too. Like I'm enjoying the hell out of myself right now. So she probably hears that as well.
You hear Brunk's maniacal laughter.
She'll take a moment to figure out if she's gonna go back, and then she'll go back. She'll turn around. Is it difficult terrain to move in water or no?
Yeah, because you don't have a swimming speed.
Okay.
You see a giant chest monster trying to eat Brunk.
She just shakes her head. And I guess I'll just cast Firebolt. I don't think it hit. Does a 12 hit?
12 just hits.
Okay. 2 fire damage.
2 fire damage, yeah. Don't like that.
And that is her turn.
This thing is fairly large, and it's also fucking tough. Like, it's taking these hits, and it seems like it's hurting it, but it doesn't seem like it's doing a lot of damage. Like, you're not seeing, like, any kind of, like, burns or anything in its surface yet. Brunk, it's your turn.
So, how is his tongue grappling me right now?
So it's not. She, Nerissa cut it, so, like, it might still be, like, on you, but it's, like, kind of, like, flopping and dead at this point. But this one, like, its mouth, like, it has, like, you watch as, like, more of them are starting to grow out, these, like, different, like, little, like, gooey pseudopods. Almost like a kind of, like a tentacle explosion as it's, like, trying to, like, reach out again to lash at you.
Okay, so
Oh, no.
here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have fun. Okay, as a bonus action, I'm gonna channel Divinity, Peerless Athlete. To give myself advantage on athletics and acrobatics checks for the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to unarmed strike. Come on, baby.
10 does not hit.
Dang. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
You still got an
Wait a
inspiration.
minute. I was like, I can use that to reroll, can I?
Yes, you can.
Oh, we'll try it. Come on, baby.
That
Oh,
is a natural fucking 20. Let's go.
So here's what's going to happen. I have... shit, I can't do it in the same round, though. Okay. So the next round is what I'm going to be setting up for. I took Tavern Brawler as my feat.
Yeah.
The idea here is that I am trying to unarmed strike it in order to grapple it,
Oh, you can do that in the same turn.
but I've already used the bonus action for my channel divinity, so within the rules I'm...
No, because you can, instead of doing the damage, you can do it as a grapple, right?
It says when you hit a creature with an unarmed strike or improvised weapon on your turn, you can use a bonus action to attempt to grapple the target. I'm just operating under the assumption I can only do one bonus action on my turn.
I could swear you could use your action to attempt a grapple as instead of, like,
Well,
in lieu of an attack.
But I'm doing the attack, so I'm going to roll the damage on the attack.
Yeah.
But also...
You wanted to be able to do the damage and do both with the
right.
ability.
Well, I do. Yes, that's exactly what it does. It allows you to do both at the same time.
Yeah.
But since I already used my bonus action to channel for Peerless Athlete so that I can get advantage on my athletics check for grappling, my goal here is I'm going to try to wrestle the damn thing and keep its mouth shut, while everybody else is beating on it and hitting it with firebolts. So anyway, so I punched it. Everything else. So I'm going to stay right there where I'm at. And
so
I wrestled all state and high school. Come on, you big box.
So we're gonna have like a little mini story time here because Brunk reminds me so much of my friend growing up, Gabriel. Gabe it was like he grew up like working on pools and stuff like that. It's a big fucking bulky guy, and somebody pulled a knife on him, and his response was to punch the guy in the head. And Brunk reminds me of that kind of person who's just like, nah, I'm just gonna punch you in the fucking face. Like, and just like punching a mimic, you made me think of my friend there. It just seems like something he'd do, and it took me back to a simpler time, so thank you for that.
That's a good memory.
Yeah, a great memory. I love him so much. I miss him very much. So it's nice to see his spirit come out in D&D form with a punch to the head of a fucking random monster.
I feel like if I'm rolling in and it's a critical hit, I'm like literally trying to bash down on the top.
Like hammer fisting it.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably two-fisting it since it was a critical attack, but
yeah, that's where like you see the first visible appearance of damage to it as like you slam its head down onto the bottom, and you watch as like the metal part of the frame cracks in and the wood cracks like a little bit of like the form that it's taken. And as it does, you see those spots start to like kind of like melt and turn into like an ooze. The other pseudopods, however, kind of like wrap around and one like kind of like slaps at you.
His turn. Let's go.
And misses on that one. goes for the second attack.
That's probably gonna help.
21 hits. For 6 damage, and he adheres to you again, I believe. Yeah, because he's still in his like chest form. Nope, he's not grappled to himself. Stupid. Okay, so he grapples you, starts to pull you in, and then tries to bite you, like he's trying to eat you. That's a 24. That is 16 damage, 5 of which is acid. As it like bites in, and as it does, its teeth almost excrete acid into your skin. It like fucking like searing burns.
Okay, so.
Oh. Jesus Christ.
Alright, I'm gonna move a little bit over so I don't hit Brunk with the next attack. I'm gonna hit him with Baptism of Fire. I do.
I love that you renamed your spells. It's so awesome.
Yeah, that doesn't hit Brunk.
Yep. Just like blast it half into the wall, but like enveloping most of like this fucking like chest creature.
Yeah. Do I roll the DC 13?
No, it has to roll.
Okay.
Does it get advantage, or does it get disadvantage because it's grappling me?
No, but it still fails. Go ahead and roll your damage.
8 damage.
It is still like in like a chest object form. It catches fire.
Awesome. Alright, I'm gonna end my turn there.
Nerissa.
Okay. So, exactly where is Brunk in relation to the mimic right now?
Right in front of it.
He's biting me.
Still, like, in the mouth?
Oh,
Like, it's not like the tongue, like, does the tongue have it outside of, can I, like, slice it up?
The tongue is wrapped around him, and it's like it had bit him, so he is kind of like half in the inside of its mouth.
So I don't want to try and slice the tongue, because that will also slice Brunk.
It might be a bad idea.
Okay. Can I... Can I, like, roll up and, like, try and, like, get my, like, dagger, or, like, my rapier in between Brunk and the tongue, and then, like, slice up?
Ooh.
And, like, so I don't, like...
Technically, I'm still there. If she just attacks it directly, it
would it let go? Because I thought it was, like, adhered to you.
I don't know if Brunk wants it to be let go.
Yeah, he's having fun. I can tell. but like I still don't want him to get eaten.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair.
So, like, am I able to like kind of roll up and do that in like one swift motion?
I'll say if you roll an attack and like sacrifice the damage to instead, like, if you succeed on the attack you're trying to like cut him loose, I'd allow that.
So, under rapier attack.
And just roll the attack, and if you hit, then we'll say that you did this fancy move. Yeah, 20 hits for sure. So like, describe what you're doing.
So I like roll up, and I'm like, "Watch out, Brunk!" And I like he's like he thinks I'm about to stab him, and I like move my sword, and like it gets like right in between the tongue thingy and Brunk, and I just like with all my might like pull up, and just like cut the tongue off, freeing Brunk.
Okay, yeah, you're free. You're free again, Brunk.
Oh, boy.
And then, so you have a lot of damage, right? I've got a potion of rejuvenation. Would that be helpful to Brunk right now?
Bonus
Or
action,
does he
just
need
like
to?
pop it into his
Can
mouth.
can I like toss it to him with my fin and just be like, here you go.
I mean, sure. Like you could administer it to him, like as long as he's not resisting taking fucking a healing potion from you. You can use your bonus action to give him a potion, to give him the potion of rejuvenation. Like feed it to him.
I tilt my head back like you see athletes do when the trainer comes over with the Gatorade bottle just to squirt in their mouth. I'm just like,
Yeah,
hit me.
you got your bud. And I give him the potion of rejuvenation.
Same as the one I've got on my sheet.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had it or not, but you gave me the dagger, so I was like, let me help you, buddy.
Hey, everybody got a potion, but yeah, that's you can just roll that. You can get rid of yours on your character sheet, Nerissa. 2d4 plus 2, and you can restore a spell slot if you like. I believe up to 3rd level on those. Oh no, level 1 spell slot.
That's really nice.
Got you, man.
Tastes like Loganberry.
Take what?
It tastes like Loganberry.
I don't know if I know what that is. But very
Delicious.
It's delicious. It is delicious.
Do I need to do anything else, or is it just the end of my turn now?
Yeah. You can go ahead and pass the turn.
Alrighty.
Erryn.
Okay. I will get onto land and I will do another firebolt. Nice. And not good. 1 fire damage.
I mean, one's better than nothing.
True story.
True. Okay. That is my turn.
Hold on 1 second here. Sorry, I'm doing a background thing. Beautiful. Brunk.
Well, here we go again.
He's just gonna punch him in the face.
Ah! Of course. Apparently, I'm not going to do that.
You like go to punch and decide to like do like a full-on slap instead.
I try to jump on him and punch him, just miss. Like I'm trying to jump on him and wrestle him, and I like fall off. It's like this doesn't quite go the way I expected.
Happens to the best of us.
Let's see if there's anything else I want to do right now. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just pass it for the moment. Okay.
Appalling Mimic is on fire, so I'm gonna roll a 1d6 here. It takes 5 damage as it burns. It is not smart enough to try and put itself out. It is going to try to continue to attack and eat you, Brunk.
Is it, does it make noise?
Kind of like a...
Oh, okay. It's like growling at me. Oh. Got lucky there. Ooh, I saw that.
That's a hit.
Ouch.
9 damage, and it adheres to you again. Then it comes in for the bite.
Ooh.
I believe 18 is also a hit.
Yeah. Right on it.
8 damage as it bites and once again like injects this acid into your body.
How much of that was the acid?
4 of that was acid damage.
Okay.
Do you have resistance to acid?
I have that armor that I got that has resistance to the bludgeoning, or where is it? It's in my inventory.
Yeah, it's non-magical.
Yep. So it's 4 damage. It's been reducing 4 damage. That's the only reason why I'm probably still alive right now.
That's crazy.
It's the only reason.
That's its turn. Jesus Christo.
I'm gonna hit the mimic with chromatic orb. I'm gonna attempt for fire damage.
$17's a hit. $7 damage.
And I'm just gonna end my turn there.
Yeah, fair enough. Nerissa.
All right. So we're basically in the same situation we were at the beginning of my last turn, right? Where like Brunk is.
Yeah, it's continued. So like as you're cutting away like these pseudopod tentacles, it's like lashing out with 2 more, and like you watch as like its mouth kind of like explodes into them as like it's burning and it's getting attacked and it's losing its form. It's starting to like lose its shape and become less chest-like. And it's like desperately trying to like grab him, Brunk, to eat him.
Okay. Question.
Answer.
Since it does acid damage, would acid splash be useless against it?
You suspect.
Or would it?
You suspect likely.
Okay. I figured I wanted to make sure. All right, I'm going to You said like its like mouth is like open and like trying to eat Brunk.
Yeah.
I'm like right there as well. Am I like in close enough range to like kind of stab into the mouth with my rapier and like,
Oh, yeah.
all right, I'm gonna do that.
Are you trying to do damage, or are you trying to get Brunk out again?
Snap.
I'm trying to do damage. He got himself into this position twice already.
I'm waiting for somebody to yell at me. Quit trying to wrestle it.
Can I be like, what are you doing? I'm not saving your ass again. And
It's a
then
competition. We're wrestling here. By the way,
20 is a
totally
hit.
playing up my 8 intelligence. Figured that out by now.
oh, don't worry. You've been giving him the vibes very loud and clear.
You hit. Go ahead and roll some damage.
You should get sneak attack too.
She does get sneak attack. Yeah, go ahead and roll your sneak attack damage. It's another d6. 15. Oh my god. This thing fully loses its shape. It's like, it is now like this, like, amorphous purple blob that is, like, starting to, like, melt into itself.
Excellent. Is Brunk still in its mouth?
I would probably still be grappled, wouldn't I?
Yeah, it's still grappled. Like, it's still trying to pull him into it, but, like, it's also, like, losing its shape at the same time.
Am I able to like use an action to like try to grab Brunk and like pull him out?
You used your action to attack.
Okay. Well, sorry, Brunk, I can't help you then. Is that all I can do then?
That's it. That's your turn. And
All right.
Yeah, because you used your potion
Okay.
before.
You did quite a lot.
Yes, yeah.
You did quite a lot.
I did some stuff.
You did a lot of fucking damage. 14 is a fucking impressive amount of damage.
I guess a little bit.
At level 3, yeah. That's good. It is Erryn's turn.
I'm just gonna cast Firebolt.
Bolton.
How much?
17.
17 hits.
for- 5 fire.
It's dead. It turns into this
Beautiful.
like melts into this purple blob that like just like the tongues like start to depress and like suck into it until it becomes this kind of like small like goo ball that like sinks into the sand. And it is very, very dead.
Aw. I didn't get to express dominance.
Huh.
That's okay. They're there. And I like pat him on the head with my tail.
Sorry, Coach. I'll do
Ye-
better this time.
We still believe in you, Brunk. It's okay. And then like I like slyly scoop some of the gold into my tank with my tail.
Yeah.
So, like, do we need to? Do I need to? Does he need to be like? His body need? I mean, does it just kind of disintegrate and dissipate, or is it like? Does it need?
You need to crawl out of him.
No, yeah. It's his body like the body of the mimic just kind of like disintegrates into the sand.
But I'm gonna bend down and I'm gonna pick up a couple of pieces of gold and like throw it at each of them and say, "You're all gold medal winners in my book."
There is a lot of gold there. Like,
Yeah, I'm just throwing one piece of each of them. You know?
Mhm.
I mean, just for giggles. But
But realistically, like there's only so much gold that everybody can carry. Like you have a carry weight limit, but like you could easily each grab a fair amount of gold and like stuff your satchels and pockets full if you're feeling a little greedy.
Well, we'll dig through the pile. Is it just gold? Is that all it is? It's just
Underneath, I don't know. Like the chest that I made isn't working properly. Give me a second here. Because underneath the mimic, now that it's kind of like dissipated, you see a sword and shield.
Ooh.
See it on the map.
Hold on. Utility. Let's try this again. Just there. Hold on, because there's nothing in it yet. One of these. One of these. DDB. I need DDB items or 10% gear gems.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
The fight, did it alert like the crabs and frogs? So like, was it loud enough that they heard what was happening?
You're not sure. If
Okay.
yes, they haven't investigated yet.
Okay.
And one of these worth that much. Well, I guess one of these two. I'll say that it's worth this much. There we go. You can go ahead and look in the voracious chest.
The one Brunk you wanted to open the chest.
Oh. Oh, pretties.
Hold on 1 second. Should be able to turn this into like an actual like loot pile. Item pile. Infinite distance. Update. There we go. If you exit out of it and double click on it again, now it's like an actual like pile that you can grab stuff from. Oh yeah, I guess I can show you what the weapons and armor look like. Somebody already grabbed the sword.
I didn't.
And the,
think.
and that's
I
what the
think I
shield looks like.
accidentally did. I was trying to click out of, like, trying to get, like, a description of it.
No worries. Or I can show a picture of the sword too.
Sea Devil's Fang. That sounds really cool. Oh, that's beautiful. I love it.
The shield looks like it has teeth.
That's really cool.
Does anybody else use shields?
I haven't used a shield yet. And I would feel too greedy taking both the sword and the shield.
I just didn't know what our character classes were and what.
I'm okay with passing on the field. I don't need that.
I don't have shield proficiency.
It's all yours, Brunk.
Makes me sad because Rawtooth would have loved that.
He would. In fact, when I read it, I was like, yeah.
I saw it in one of the new Griffin saddlebag piles. So I was like, oh, it's so beautiful. But yeah, go ahead. Did somebody put a shield in there?
Yeah, I put my shield, the one I've been carrying in it. I don't need two. I don't need to be carrying two shields. So I'll leave that for the next adventure.
I love that. In true cleaning crew fashion.
How much gold am I able to take right now?
There has got to be easily, like, there's a lot of gold there. It's hard, but there's, like, you think you could probably, if you filled your pockets and your bag completely, you could probably get away with, like, keeping, like, a couple thousand gold pieces. But then you wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be able to carry anything else. But like up to a like 2,000 gold pieces, you could probably get away with.
All right, I want to take about 500 gold.
Yeah.
I'll take another like fin scoop or two of gold as well, and just like put it amongst my aquarium sand.
Yeah.
How much do you think that would equate to?
I'd say call it like he took 500. 500 sounds like a good.
So just add that under GP.
Yeah.
53.
I'd say each person could comfortably take 500 gold pieces, like fill their gold pouches stuffed, and then still be able to like grab regular items.
Excellent.
Still a couple gems in there, which are like just like the gems that were dispersed amongst the gold pile.
Brunk, would you like these gems?
I grabbed a couple. I don't know how many everybody else took, but I grabbed a couple for myself. A couple sparkles. So whatever's left can somebody else can grab them. It just didn't pop up in the feed because I apparently didn't. I was still in the chest and I wasn't looking at the loot pile and all that stuff. So.
You like place your like regular shield down and back into the remaining pile of gold where it will live here.
I'm gonna sign it too.
It's
like scratch a big B into it.
Amazing.
A big BS. My initials. BS.
I love that.
Wait for somebody else to find that in the future and be like, what the hell? BS. It's not a magical shield. This is bullshit.
I just watch him do this, like
Brunk, please add 5 points to your points card. For doing the most cleaning crew thing I could think of. It's very, very cleaning crew appropriate. And that's, I mean, that's you survive this encounter with this crazy mimic chest. You don't really find anything else but the gold and the treasure and stuff like that.
Well, shall we head back and see if the crabs heard anything and are upset?
You walk up, you're like, "Are you mad at me?"
For more stuff. What did we find down around the corner there?
They're just more water mostly.
Yeah,
I
like
didn't get that far before you were.
Before we get back to, we get all the way over here. We're like, this looks familiar over here.
yeah, you move up this slope and you find that first spot where you originally found the water.
We've been here before.
Oh, nice. Cool. Well, then we can go to the other places, see where they're connected.
Hey, crabbies.
What, like, claps its claws at you along the way?
And I'll
Oh,
do
that
my
was
little,
the first part.
I'll
Okay.
do my little crab dance thing towards it again before I keep walking.
I give the crabs a, hey friends.
They just clack, 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 clack.
Ooh, Brunk, maybe you should find that healing crystal again. Go stand next to it for a bit.
That's very smart.
I have good ideas
Right,
sometimes.
I get down here and I see my buddies. It's like, start dancing with them again.
You're covered in like acid burns and fucking and like bites and shit.
They're just like, what is this? What happened to you?
I make my way over to the crystal and just wrap my arms around it.
At first they're like they like reach as if they're like apprehensive, but like as you like hug it and just like kind of like accept its warmth, they're just like kind of like nod in understanding.
I send them a thank you for letting us use your crystal.
They just like walk up to like each other side of the crystal here and just also hug the crystal with you, just having like a bonding moment with you.
I'm gonna join in so they don't feel like I'm judging them.
The severe giant crab, while you're like holding the crystal and hugging it tight, it like claps its claws again at you, like very freely and openly, like doing like a dance for you. And you can go ahead and restore your hit points to full.
So much better now.
Yeah, your wounds seal up, the acid stops like flowing through your fucking bloodstream. You feel a lot of relief and comfort. And this time around, the crab like kind of like pinches your jacket, and instead of like gesturing to like point towards the exit, it points towards the tunnels, like the north tunnel.
Want me to go over there? Up there? Okay.
Where are you leading us?
I think he wants us to go see something.
Clacks its claws and points, and both the frogs also like jump onto its back and follow.
So everybody's going? Like they're all going into the water?
Yeah. Well, I don't know where the other two are. We lost a couple people.
I think they went the long way.
Oh, they're they're just slowly but surely like swimming. Half the gang was just fucking gone. They're like, you can heal later.
Alright, I'm gonna get in the water behind the crabs and the frog.
Yeah, they both like they're like sharing the top of the crab as like it swims. It's going to swim with you, and it's gonna kind of like give you guys like the most direct path. So I'm actually just gonna move your characters.
Okay.
So I was looking for everyone. I was like, what the fuck? Where'd everybody go? Nerissa. Get you up here. Go this way. There we go. They get back onto solid land, seemingly like leading you around to somewhere that the crab seems to like you get that kind of vibe of importance. Like it's almost like it's picking like any kind of like little moss out of its like crevices, and it's like kind of like cleaning itself up and like kind of like looks at you and almost like gestures to do the same. Like it's like getting itself like.
I start like fixing up my hair and like I take like some seaweed off my shoulder and drop it back into my tank.
Hold on. I need to journal tab. Create an entry.
Somebody just dragged me along. Okay.
Hold on 1 second here.
Wait. Did we skip by the little alcove there? Was that being guarded by somebody? That was the one that was
Which
being guarded.
alcove?
Back by the healing crystal.
The one, yeah, that had the like it's got a couple like guards in there that are guarding the chests, or 2 chests.
Gotcha.
It should be good. Will it work? Show players image.
Step away. Should we? Is this a good break time? Very fast break.
Yeah, go ahead. Why don't we? So, let me describe the scene, and then we'll take like just a quick break here.
Okay.
Oh.
You come into a chamber that is kind of split with like these kind of like tall pillars that have crystals attached to them. Surrounded in this room are like these different like kind of like you've got like these purple like bow wielding like frog people. You got a couple of the small ones. You got a couple of the other like kind of like almost like magic wielding ones that you've seen that kind of like they seem to like flit around little bits of magic. And like right at the back of this cave, you see this giant like huge beefy like standing on 2 legs like crab man, with like one like regular hand and one claw hand, and you watch as it kind of like pinches its claw hard and says, "I've heard much about the dancing man and his friends. Welcome. My name is Anthos." Behind Anthos, you see that picture that I just showed before of this red dragonborn that is like cross style, like hanging inside the crystal. Its arms covered in this like almost like crystal what's the word for it? Manacle. Crystal manacles on either side that seem to attach inside the crystal, and like a crystal mask over its mouth. And you see that its eyes are closed right now, and it's just in that pose, stuck in the crystal. And with that thought, that's where we'll take like a 10-minute break.
This should be interesting.
Yeah. I'm glad you made friends with them.
Yeah, I'm really glad you didn't go into this swinging, because that could have been a different scenario for you entirely.
Yeah.
Team Himbo.
Team
Mhm.
Himbo.
Yep. Himbo saved the day.
All right,
All right.
we'll be back.
Lex, I have to tell you, I really appreciate how much you're channeling Patrick Warburton with your character's voice.
Yeah, that's absolutely the inspiration. It was at Brunk is absolutely Kronk, mostly
A
Kronk from
1000%.
First New Groove.
I love it.
And I've had some people try to tell me that I should check out Venture Brothers as well. And
Oh yeah.
I've watched a little bit, but I feel like that character is a little bit different.
That's fair. That's fair.
He's fun though. Like some of the clips that I've watched of him, I need to watch full episodes with.
I have only seen a handful of episodes of Venture Brothers, but and it was years ago, but I do remember laughing a lot.
Like I think the most Brock Samson thing I'm doing is the gleeful, bloody battle fun.
Yep.
All right, everybody's back.
I channel Antonio Banderas for the Sunday night game.
Yeah, Puss in Boots.
Yep. With a little Desperado mixed in.
I always like when I'm home.
Mask of Hero, Mark or Zorro. I mean, maybe more Zorro than Desperado.
Yeah. So we come back right where we left off, with this giant, strange-looking crab man, that appears to be like it looks like he stood up off of at what first appeared to be like a crystal throne, but actually appears to be like a crystal structure, like a capsule, that contains some kind of like red dragonborn. That has his mouth mouth covered, and he has like crystal manacles that like keep him like fastened in place within this crystal structure. He once again welcomes you and says, "Hello, my name is Anthos. Welcome to my humble domain. And you are?"
I am Brunk.
I am Erryn. It is a pleasure to meet you. Do you guys have like a version of like shaking hands or like a polite greeting that I could do, that I could keep notes of?
It can get kind of dicey shaking hands, but he kind of like claps his chest and he says, "It is enough of a gesture like such is something that we can recognize as welcome."
She will do the same thing then.
Welcome to you, Erryn, and thank you for learning more about us.
I'm Nerissa Coralstorm. It's lovely to meet you, sir.
Lovely to meet you as well.
I'm Jesus, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
Hello, Jesus. Welcome to my humble caverns. I see you've met some of my family. And this one is quite impressed with your dancing skills, Brunk.
He's a pretty good dancer himself.
Both him and this young one here, he points to like the wildlings, as they both sung your praises, and alerted me of your presence here. May I ask how you found yourselves in my cave?
Well, we were on a ship and we were attacked and we washed up here. And so we've just been looking around, trying to find things that will help us fix our ship. In fact, I did see, I mean, this is completely irrelevant. You have this really cool crystal with this like purple thing in it. I think it would be a great energy source. But anyway, we've just been looking around and exploring, and that is how we found ourselves here.
I see. So you've come for our healing crystal.
Well, no, we did not know the healing crystal was here. We were just looking around, looking at stuff, and we happened to just, it was something we came across. It was something I noticed. But we absolutely respect that you guys use it to heal, and we didn't want to cause any trouble or anything. But if you have another one of those little orbs or something somewhere, that would be great.
It is called a dawn pearl, and unfortunately the creature that made it does not exist anymore.
Oh.
What creature
Okay.
made it?
A ancient sea goddess by the name of Erryn.
Is she a clam?
She was many things, if that
Is that where
makes
pearls
sense.
come from? Is clams?
Did you?
I kind of like nudge him and I'm like,
He just kind of chuckles and he says, I'm familiar with your kind, which is how I learned your language. Unfortunately, my friends have been cut off from the world for far too long.
I'm sorry. May I ask a question? I really do not want to come across as rude.
Please.
And if it is rude, just tell me. May I ask why there is a dragonborn encased in a crystal behind you?
Because he's dangerous.
Oh,
That
okay.
is Lothraxis.
I have not heard of him, unfortunately.
Not many have heard of him in many, many moons, but just know that he cannot be released. Will
Okay.
only cause trouble.
So
Okay.
you're like guarding him.
Yes, and I have been for quite a long time.
So, can I ask you, do you know where we could find like wood materials, fibrous materials, adhesive materials, things like that?
Well, fibrous, there are thicker jungles to the west that
Right.
were not covered by the barrier. You will find I don't know how to say it in your tongue, and he like clicks a little bit, and he's like, druids maybe might be the closest word that I can think would make sense. Druids.
Do you speak primordial or anything? I have a couple other languages if that would be easier for you.
The druids will speak common. I do not speak primordial, unfortunately, and in my tongue, like my tongue is something like a kind of adaptation of what you would know as giant.
I speak giant.
You speak
So-
giant.
I do speak giant. So I just don't know if it would be easier for you to speak in a language that you are more familiar with. I mean, of course, we appreciate common, but I would like to make this easy for you.
Yeah, he says in like the giant tongue, spore shark.
Or shark. Okay. She will take notes of that.
He says they live in the jungles, and they actually protect an ancient divine dungeon out there.
What's a divine dungeon?
The divine dungeons are dungeons that are born of spirits captured in crystal. They're very special crystals.
Like this guy right here?
Not
Is this a divine dungeon?
No, not quite. The dungeon itself in a divine dungeon is alive. It is a living being that makes form in the way of like a dungeon or a cavern or something like this. We call them divine dungeons, like with the surface dwellers. it is considered by the Spore Sharks to be an ancient holy place. They communicate with the dungeon and worship it like a god, and in turn, it provides for them.
Very cool.
The dungeon's name is Mossfin.
Is there somewhere in here that we can take notes?
Yeah, if you go to the journal tab, like, you can create a journal entry.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so then would you mind just repeat goodness gracious. You were saying to the west we can find fibrous materials, right? In the
Yeah,
jungle?
you can find like it's like a thick it's a mushroom jungle. He says it's a jungle, but like you'd be able to find like a lot of material that could be used as like fibrous material. It could be like woven into rope, stuff like that.
Perfect. And what was he saying about the druids?
In Giant, he said to you the like what they're called, and in the Giant tongue, it was Spore Shark.
That's what the people in the jungle are called.
Yes, and they worship a living dungeon called Mossfin.
Okay. Perfect. Do you know if and then that is extremely helpful. What about, like, I guess we could just chop down trees, or is there better places that I don't want to destroy a forest or something. Is there somewhere where we can find like felled wood or something?
Well, I mean, I haven't been outside in quite some time. I know there are sparse trees close to the barriers that you might be able to cut down. If you can make your way around the north side of the continent, there is a more dense set of trees that would grow there. And you'll know you're in the right spot if you see giant hands coming out of the water.
Perfect.
It'll look like
Can't miss that.
it'll look like statues, like giant, massive hands. But you'll need to be careful out that way. The birds over time have turned that into a nest, and the ones out there are large and vicious.
Okay. And just because you seem very knowledgeable, anything where I could get like adhesive materials?
He kind of like looks over to one of the frogs and kind of like speaks to them in that kind of like looks like he knows the same language that they do. They kind of like croak back and forth, and the one like purple frog kind of like leaps off, goes out, comes back with like a small like what appears to be like a bucket, like a container, filled with like a slime. He says, "Don't touch it, it's poisonous." But that should help.
She does the chest hit and says, thank you so much in Giant to him, and kind of bows her head and says, well, back in common, she says, please, is there anything that we can do for you for being so kind and letting us explore your beautiful cave structure without sort of getting into any harm or anything.
Looks and says, I mean, these days, unless you can find a way to get through the barrier, there's not much anybody can do. We live here peacefully. There's not much reason for us to leave. You aren't the only visitors we've had recently. There was a young girl. She had black and white hair. And she was with a large, armor-clad dwarf. I didn't catch their names, but, they were able to come to an understanding with, some of our kin in here. And I think they may also be marooned like you were. I don't know where they are, but if you find them, just hopefully they're safe, and if they aren't, help them if you can. If you can't, just maybe come back and let me know what happened to them.
Well, it has been such a pleasure meeting you. Absolutely wonderful. I appreciate all of the help you've given us, and if we can get that barrier down, I mean, we would love to let you know again. Um, and other than that, we just really hope that you have a safe day and everything that goes well. And thank you for keeping that very dangerous dragonborn all locked up.
Yes. I wouldn't think too much about him or read too much into him. It's best to forget that you even saw that he was here.
Forgotten. If you do come across another magical energy orb, would you mind just either letting us know or seeing where we could get one or something? I mean, we can look elsewhere on the island, but we really can't get home without it. So just let us know.
You seem very knowledgeable.
Thank you. So do you.
If you are actually determined to bring down the barrier, I will say this. This is what I know. It is composed of an ancient magic. And it took the power of 7 powerful warriors, as well as 7 powerful dragons, in a combined sacrifice to create it.
Isn't that what the captain told us? Didn't he tell us this barrier was a sacrifice? Used to
That does sound familiar.
trap somebody here? Or something?
It was to keep an invading army out.
Oh. It would kind of be a good thing if we just left it there, wouldn't it?
Are we still at war?
No.
Not that I'm aware of.
That was over a century ago.
I mean, this is your home, correct? Do you want the barrier there?
I would like to reconnect with the rest of my kin and my friends, assuming that they're still alive inside of there.
Well, perfect. We will do what we can. I'm not sure what we can do, but whatever we can, we will.
Once again, he taps his chest and he says, the crabs can lead you to the exit, and can kind of float you along if you're tired from the swim. Please, have been kind and hospitable. You have entertained my kin, and you have been very pleasant in my home. You are welcome back anytime.
Say,
Thank you so much.
Sure.
What's that There's a chamber up there near the entrance. What's that all about?
Which
They
chamber?
didn't want us to go in there.
There's like a
couple-
whirlpool or something.
Oh, the hole.
Well, there's that one too, but I was talking about the one with the crabs, and he did
The,
this.
the eggs?
He didn't want me to go in there.
Oh, it's birthing chambers. It's where the eggs are held.
Oh,
I knew it was the mama wanting to protect the eggs.
feels like that's not the safest place for them to be, like right near the front door.
It's where they're comfortable. There's the rock that's there. It heats. It has like a magical heating element that helps to warm the eggs to incubate them.
Oh, okay.
That makes perfect sense.
Can we circle back around to the hole?
Yeah.
Oh,
What was in there?
I've never gone down there, and none of my kin go anywhere near there.
We will not.
I don't
as well.
I don't know what's at the bottom of the hole.
Okay.
Okay.
We didn't create it. It's not part of the cave. We did punch holes into the cave floor to allow water to come in. We do require a certain amount of access to moisture, especially the little ones here. And he pats like one of the frogs' heads. It's like they need the moisture to live. So we flooded these caves.
Very nice.
But that hole was already there, and I don't know. Gives me the, and he like gives like the the giant word for the willies, just like the gives me the crocodile.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, I
Avalanche.
definitely got a bad vibe from it.
It sounds like an avalanche coming out of your mouth.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I don't think there's anything else from us. So we will let you be on your... What, can I actually ask you, DM, how long have we been here? Like, is it night? Do we need to take a long rest, or are we cool?
It's only probably been a couple hours. Like, you guys have been exploring around. Obviously, like, combat doesn't take very long, but like swimming is gonna take you a bit. You know, you guys have been taking rest breaks, so I'd say you've been here probably like it was a half a day's journey just to get here. Like, it was a fair length of beach walking before you were able to get to this spot. So it's probably close to evening time now. Like the sun's like just setting as you would be getting out of the cave.
If we wanted to spend the night here, would that be something you would be okay with, or would you prefer that we did not?
Oh, he's like, as long as the man keeps like, as long as Brunk keeps dancing, you can stay as long as you like.
Yeah, I feel like he would love to do that.
Yeah, if you guys
Sounds
want
like we're having a dance party tonight.
if you guys want to take a rest here instead. So these like little like beside the giant like trapped just crystal dragon, these are like these like strange little like blue fires that like give off a heat but don't seem to be like harmful at all. So if you want to like do like a regular rest period, he'll give you like a spot in the corners, like, you know, set up a tent, do whatever you like. Like, I understand human customs, or like humanoid customs, so like do as you will as long as you don't harm anyone. Don't touch the frogs. Don't cuddle with the frogs, or the grung. Do not cuddle with. They are poisonous.
It's a
Would you
good
gu-
defense mechanism, though.
Would you guys like to stay here for the night and then start fresh tomorrow instead of going out trying to sleep on the beach, or what do you guys want to do?
I would love to have an overnight dance party with our crab friends.
Sounds good to me.
All right, and that's a good place to end session, as you're dancing in this kind of like cool crab home prison. Having a little crab dance party. Like, all the crabs gathered, like even the ones like with the, like, there's probably about like 8 crabs in this cave that all just gather here. They leave a couple guards, like, with the eggs and stuff like that, but all the crabs join for, like, this big crab dance party with Brunk. They bring, like, a refreshment of, like, it'd be like, they eat fish, so they would have, like, caught some of the fish that have swum in, and they would have, like, helped, like cooked it over the fire, grilled it, so you have, like, grilled fish, and some, like, weird, like, kelp drink. And you guys have a party in the Cavern of Anthos, as we round out the night. That's it. That's the end of session for the evening. We are back next week for more Cleaning Crew. Now, no longer exclusively on Arena, unfortunately. We're streaming on Twitch, but that's okay. We'll see what the gang does, where they go, and what they decide to do next. Tomorrow we have Oops All Bards, where they have their preliminary round of the Bard Off tournament, the talent tournament, which is exciting. Monday is Adam's game, which I think he's probably having. I don't know. It's a holiday for Canada, so we'll see. Wednesday is more Tiny Punk 2077, where things are ramping up. And Thursday is Kirby's game, Lost Mines of Phandelver. So there's lots of tabletop action. You can find their links all over. We've got previous episodes. Go check out the YouTube, which you'll find the YouTube link below in the description on Twitch. And that's it. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. Love every single one of you. Hope you have a wonderful day, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And as always, power to the players. Everybody have a great night.